So once a month, it will just randomly swap to vertical. So tonight we're going to be doing some more bikes. This time we have the Scout bikes for the detachment I'm making for Boz. These guys come with shotguns. Oop, that is loud. Of course, of course, everything is loud. There, it's a little better. So the shotguns, I got those off Thingiverse and just strapped them to the back of the bikers. So let's go ahead and get to painting. And tonight we're going to do things in a different order. We're going to start off with their undercoats, with their undersuits. We're going to start off with some pallid bone. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. And we're just going to start scribbling some paint until somebody comes in so we can talk about some stuff. No pressure. You don't got to talk if you don't want to. Everyone can just linger, chill out. Let's zoom a little bit. All right. I should probably angle it down a little bit more. Every live stream of mine starts with some technical difficulties. All right, so that is the undersuit for one. I just got 5 more to do. Neon blue. Hi, Tim. Well, yeah, we're going to be doing the same type of green theme on these. Maybe with a few more accents, because these are the Scout Squad. That's why they're rocking around with shotguns. Let's see, what can we talk about tonight? What's been going on in the world of miniatures? There's the whole man. 40K has been having a whole lot of cheaters in the last couple weeks. That's always fun. I had my second round of the Planiverse Open, where I got to play against a lot of Lust demons. Um, I had a wave of nostalgia coming home, thinking about games I played 20 years ago. And I was listening to Northern Exile on the way home from work, and just randomly decided to write some stuff up and send it his way. About my first campaign and why I refused to play Tyranids or Tau, at least in 40K. It'll be fun to see what his reaction is if and when he reads that out on his channel. So how's everybody else doing out there? Well, do you want story time with Uncle Fitz? I got plenty of old timey stories from back in my day. Okay. Let's see. I won't tell that story about my first campaign. I'll leave that for him to tell, and then afterwards I'll tell the story. But let's see here. Let's go back 20 years. God, 2006. What was it? Fourth edition of 40K. Okay. Let's see here. In fourth edition of 40K, that is when I went on my big competitive tear. You see, got to bang on it with a hammer tomorrow. We let jab coil. So I was fresh out of college. I played most of third edition. I took some time off, college stuff. But decided when I got back, I was like, I am an amazing 40K player. I'm going to travel the freaking country. Whoa. Well, let's see. We could talk about my dickhead Space Marine army at the time. I had just I'd started I had started to get into the Badab War. No, wait, no, that was before that. So, in the fourth edition, Space Marines had kind of a build your own chapter rulebook. That's because I don't play Space Marines now. But at the time, they had a build your own chapter rulebook. And you could pick your different chapter traits, and you get bonuses. You picked your bonuses, and you had to pick your minuses and stuff for it. So I decided I was going to go all drop pods and I could take 2 special weapons in each squad. And my negatives were something inconsequential, like I wasn't allowed to take Land Raiders or Terminators, which was fine because neither of those go into drop pods. Hey, Trainaholic, how you doing tonight? And so I I built an army that was constantly getting checked by tournament organizers because I brought 100 Marines in drop pods, and at the time we had force organization charts, so you can only have a set number of things. I had 6 tactical squads, all with dual special weapons, and then I had 3 assault squads, all with close combat weapons, and then I had a devastator squad, which didn't have any heavy weapons in it. It was just dudes with bolters, because you didn't have to buy the heavy weapons. All right, cool. Pasadena, Pocahontas, possibly. And so I terrorized everybody with that. They would all drop in on turn number 1. I'd build a 10 drop pod like wall across the battlefield, so any objectives that were in the midpoint or on my side of the board, the enemy couldn't even get to unless they destroyed a drop pod. And some armies at the time just didn't bring heavy weapons, so they just couldn't. I'm gonna pull one of the old ones for a reference here. So this is how the guys from last time made out. So I'm pulling one for reference just to remember what colors go where. Okay, so it's time to do armor. Yeah, let's do armor next. Get into the burnt moss. And also, that army list is what broke me of competitiveness. But it wasn't after I went around and traveled around the country playing some games. I added in, I think I took out the Devastator squad, and I was able to take a Inquisitor Cotiez. And his shenanigans were pretty much guaranteed I was going to go first every turn. So I would go first, drop my pods, and then at that point, the game, the fighting of the game wasn't even the important part. It was just keeping the enemy off of my side of the board and to take those objectives. And I looked at the first vampire hero unit they did, I think, yesterday, the werewolf with the with the girl on the back. Pretty cool looking. I'm holding out. I haven't looked now. They probably have already done it, but I am holding out for a zombie character or a necromancer character. So I went around the country and I played with that army list, and I never won tournaments, but I would always be like in the top half. There's going to be a necromancer character. Awesome. I would always be in the top half or like the top 12 of a tournament, and I just kept chasing it. Like, oh, the next one, I'm going to win. I'm going to win the next one. Well, it was in between the big tournaments. We were running a tournament at our local game store, and I was running that list, and I came up against a guy who had Imperial Guard, who was running all foot Imperial Guard. And he had the answer to my army. He was able to beat me, and I got so upset that this guy, who was relatively new to the game, beat my uber super secret tech Space Marine plus Inquisitor army. That it quite literally took that competitive drive inside of me and just broke it. where from that point on, I was like, this. I was telling myself this isn't healthy. What are you doing? It's a game. Stop it. Yes, now it's just fun. Now, now I paint motorcycles in my basement. I think that's all the armor. Yes. Let's get in there. All right. I stick point here with dinos. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like right after that, I rebuilt my orc army and started playing orcs again because I was like, orcs are just stupid fun. Yes, I can do. Okay, I'm gonna do pink and neon blue for hair on one of these. One of each of them are gonna get a color. Nope, no headlights on these. I think that there might be a headlight, but me. Headlights are for quitters. Yes, soon the box comes out. Yeah, so we're talking about the. You're talking about the box of plastics, right? Yes, a clapper pacemaker would generally not be a good pacemaker. Yeah, whenever there's a round of applause, you have to count. But on off, on off, on off, on off. Oh shit! Oh, I lost count. Oh. this guy's belt. Man, I forget all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think after I lost the competitive drive, I just started, making all kinds of stuff. Like I made 7, 8, 9 different armies, just whatever I was feeling at the time. And then someone challenged me because I was like, 40K is not that expensive, because I was fully into like model agnostic and proxy stuff back then. Am I on top of the cliff or below the cliff? What does that mean? But someone challenged me to make an army for less than $50 because I said, yeah, you can make an army for less than $50 if you don't care, to get official GW models from GW directly. Oh. So what I did is I decided I was going to make a plague demon army. And so I got a bunch of hot glue. I got a bunch of hot glue sticks. I just took them and went and just made big old piles of poo. And then to add in the I am so serious to this, I went and bought packs of googly eyes. So I had an army of googly-eyed snot monsters. And I carried them all in a Samsonite freaking piece of luggage. So the next week, when I came in with that, I was smiling. I was like, I did it. I made an army for less than $50. So I put that out, and they're like, oh my goodness. Because everyone liked it, because it was just the shock value of the stupidity of it. And I was like, yeah, I built an entire Nurgle demon army for $14. And then I made a Tzeentch demon army where I made it out of styrofoam, where I just cut them into styrofoam cubes and have them floating around the board. And then I had like golf balls that I painted gold and molded eyelids over the top of them. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it says I'm live. Did I lose you guys? Oh. Then I was trying to make a corn demon army out of like the cocktail swords, but that one never quite got off the ground. Then I got distracted. I had a ooh shiny. Next word, army Furbies. Ooh. Or what's that thing? What's that thing I heard about? Not Labubu's. Making an army of Labubus. Caveman army are cool. Tribbles. Tribbles would be easy. I'd just take felt balls and use those. I'll give them like the spawn and the split rule. That way if you kill them, they just make more. For a hot second, I was looking to make an army of replicants from Stargate, but I couldn't find a model that was right for it. Like, I found the actual replicator models, or replicant or replicator, I can't remember. But I found a model that was right for it, but then when I scaled it down to the size it would need to be for me to make hundreds of them and put them on the board, it kind of fell apart. But I got a whole bunch of other Stargate STLs I could mess around with. I don't know. List to me sound like I'm going to have time. With that September update, we're kicking it right back up to where we were last year. Where I'll be going over an army a week, building the army and talking about them, seeing where they stack up now. Oh yeah, Heroes Infinite does have some cool ones. In the in the Custodian army, I have all of my witch sisters are from Heroes Infinite, which could probably easily just be used in the Eternal Wardens. I know I did an Eternal Wardens episode. I just can't remember what the models were. Could be. Oh no, the Custodian brothers were Atlan Forge and Heroes Infinite. And then the Eternal Wardens, they probably were Daka Daka. Well, hello, Dave. How are you doing tonight? Alright, so that's the armor, I think. I'm going to go back and do some more leathers. I'll hit the belts and then the fingers that I missed on the first run through. Oh, I just made a mess everywhere. Army of treants that were turned into wooden furniture. Now out for revenge. That is an awesome thought. An awesome thought. Sentient furniture. Hey, Tabletop Date Night. How you doing? I'm running low on a couple paints. I'm going to have to go buy more. Or I might have to talk with some people at Army Painter. Oh, well, it sucks you're up at 3 a.m., but hey, good to hang out with you here. You can watch me just flail around painting stuff for a while. Okay, got all it there. Nice belts. Stuff. All right. This one needs the belt. Right? Yeah. Fantasy orcs. Highlands Miniatures does a good fantasy orc. That's where I got all my fantasy orcs. They have regular orcs, they got wild orcs, they got Well, hell, they probably got tons of different orcs by now because they like to do a lot of them. They also do different goblin armies. All right, there we go. That's done. And actually, they do a lot of good fantasy stuff at Highland Miniatures. Okay, next, let's go ahead and do some faces. Hey, Scott, how it be? Oh, I can see the extra stuff on that brush. Put down, there we go. Like I said, Island's got some crazy stuff. The bikers, they're a dark, they're like a grayish green. They are burnt moss. So this is how they're going to look when they come out. I'm going to put some green highlights on there to kind of emphasize the green a little bit. Oh, he doesn't have a face. What am I doing? Okay. Now, pouches. I'm going to make you all wait for the pink and blue. Pouches are not that color, they are this color. Satchel brown. I think they all just have one pouch. Yep. See, I'm doing it again. I do my typewriter thing and I just keep moving everything over to the right. Strawberry Kopesh forever. Mm-hmm. I'm still surprised when I was getting all my stuff together for the prize support for my tournament. I am so surprised. I have more Age of Fantasy armies out there than Grimdark Future. And my biggest one by far is the Mummified Undead. with the strawberry Kopesh. At least points wise. Model wise, it's still my zombies. I missed the trash can. I just got that all over my thigh. Oops. Alright, now. Dark wood, because we're going to be doing the stocks to the shotguns. Hey, Kelvin, how you doing tonight? Oh, thank you. I mean, Warcraft orcs aren't bad. You could just run around going kapla. Cardassians evolved from crabs. Okay. Now it is time to do. We're going to do black next. I'm doing things today in a much different order than normal, or than I did last week, or last week, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Good God! Time is a flat circle. It's like a donut with a hole in the middle. And that's where my mind goes. And of course, where is it? There it is. Got one hair stuck to the trucks. There we go. Feelings on Gray Tide Studio. What did they do? I've probably seen them. I just don't remember that's what they did. Gray Tide Studio. Oh, I have no idea then. What's up, Russ? How you doing tonight? Well, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna be painting bikes all weekend. I got the rest of this army built, and look at. Well, I'll show you. I'll show you once I get done with the black. I think it's like another 18 bikes on top of the ones I've already painted. Out of all the armies I've done, what's been my absolute favorite to paint and play? That's a loaded question because it's orcs, hands down. Orcs are my favorite to build, paint, and play because there's no wrong answers. I love painting up rusted and busted orcs. I love painting up the weird colors combinations they come up with. I love painting the checkerboard stuff. I love painting all the little dags and tooth marks. And then when I play them, I make all kinds of funny orc noises like "daka daka rat," or get 'em. Favorite mini ever? Man, that's a. Hmm. Let's because there's different eras of minis. I mean, if you want to talk about the past era of minis, my favorite one was the Cipher model by GW back when it was made out of white metal. I do make those noises on a daily basis. I mean, nowadays, since I have the 3D printer, I just make all kinds of weird stuff. Recently, I really liked the mushroom giant that I made when I was doing the Trench Crusade armies. That one was a lot of fun. It just let me blend a bunch of earth tones and it came out looking great. I really like that elf plane that I printed, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Even though I did a basic bow and paint job on it, it came out really good. Especially in the pictures I have in my tournament video. Coming out the Saturday, you guys will see those. It came out really good there. I really like my Turnip 28 stuff. These little buggers. I really like these just because they're so weird. Yeah, the T-Rex is pretty cool. Buttons. The biggest model I painted, you have to define what you count as a model. Sorry, I'm feeding my Diet Coke addiction. Where's the hatchet? He's still not painted yet. He's right there. Just chilling in the box with everybody else. Yep, these will be the next batch of Turnip 28 stuff. Alright, I think just the silver and then of course the hair colors. Get my silver palette. Biggest thing I've put on a gaming table. Well, I mean, I've done multiple Warhound Titans. An old armor cast Reaver Titan. I painted one of those. It wasn't mine, but I painted it for somebody because he had it in his bits box, and I was like, "You son of a bitch."
Yo, I'm gonna move him because I have a feeling I'm gonna hit him with the brush. Yeah, I was thinking about writing a custom rule book for Legion of the Damned, just because I want to paint some Legion of the Damned. You know, fiery Ghost Rider Space Marines. And I was going to give them like ethereal and all kinds of other fun rules. Oh, what question? Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Hardest army to paint and play. Again, that depends. You can make a very basic army paint job, pretty much anything. But I mean, dark elf raiders, they could be a little fiddly depending on what you put in your army. They're not exactly hard to play though. Just go punch stuff in the face. You go punch stuff in the face. Change demons can be a little rough to paint, and playing them can also be a little rough. You just have to accept that you have to learn to accept
loss because lots of your models will die, because that's the point of a Change Demon army, is they die and you get more. Yeah, right now Jackals are in a little bit of a rough spot. My least favorite army to play, it would have to be probably the Custodian Brothers or Prime Prime Brothers. It's like I don't not like their rules. I don't not like the army. It's just like the opposite of the style of army I like to play. Normally I like having lots of models on the board. Unless I'm doing something weird like this Planiverse tournament where I have 6 units in my entire regiment's army, and 4 of them are just dudes on magma grades. Well, I mean, the other 2 units are 20 models apiece, so that brings the model count up, I guess. But for 3,000 points, it's 44 models. I think that's a pretty low count. Probably what I wouldn't do just, for fun. But I'm doing it to prove that the volcanic dwarves have power. Mosquito Army 1000. Well, when I did those Fey Petal Courts, they were just so tiny. They're tiny because I reduced the size, because I didn't want to have fairies running around that were 40 millimeters tall. Okay, so pink time. We'll do this guy, and then we'll do pink, and then we'll do blue. So for the blue, we'll do High Lord's blue. And for the pink, what's this over here? Princess pink? Yeah, we'll do Princess pink. I won't even dilute it now. I'm just going to get bright ass pink in here. Oh. There we go. Bright ass pink. That's all right. Wash will take care of that. There we go. for the blue. Oh. Not very much blue left in this one. This I will do a touch of that. Oh. I have no idea why YouTube would block your comment on that one. There we go. Okay, now we go in for the little touch of green on all these bikes. Almost there. We're making better time than we were last night. Or last time. Was it this green? Yeah, it was this green. Into a flaming bard. What's that? Sounds like a bad drink. Okay. Whoop. I'll go back to this one. Alright, we'll let those sit so I don't touch the heads yet. Oh, Fury Road. Oh, I've already got those. I've already got a flaming bard. Well, I even already have a doof wagon being pulled by what are they called now? The big squigosauruses. Actually, right now I think it's out in the garage. I think it's broken. Yeah, like I said, there's supposed to be a recon unit, and you know, muted military color-ish bikes. But then, of course, people running around with green and pink hair might be a little easy to spot. So, I started working on um, my video for the second round of Nexus's Age Fantasy Regiments tournament. And I made a cool intro and I sent it out to a few people. And everyone says so far that it has been hilarious. And it is, I started off with Nexus because he was doing the review of all the armies and pairings this morning. And he looked at my Volcanic Dwarves list and he's like, well, yeah, Warboss could use the debuff spell or the +1 to hit and blah blah blah. He just went on for a while about what different buffs and debuffs I can use. And then I have footage of me using nothing but Fireball during the game. And of course I have Pitbull's Fireball in the background going off. I'll probably get a copyright claim on it, but I don't care. It's hilarious. Sometimes you do things for the fun. Yep. Yeah, we don't get fancy with the spells. We just look at it, oh, I can use that to blow stuff up. Yes, someone in the chat crashed an airship using Fireball. Technically, he crashed 2 airships using Fireballs. Oh, I was the DM. They weren't my airships. What was that? Oh. Oh, okay. Painted any orc minis from OPR? Oh yeah, I've painted a couple weeks ago. Well, maybe a month or two now. I did orc bikers from OPR, and I took them orc bikers, orc buggies, and then I covered them in spikes and I painted them all rusted up like the buzzards from Mad Max Fury Road. Then when I come back around to the orcs again, when I do a review video on all the new rules we're going to get, that's when I'll do more orcs. More OPR orcs. Because right now I have to limit myself on orc production because I have reached... I'm almost at peak orc. Maximum orc. In other words, I've already got 2 full tubs of orcs. So your second fireball melted every control implement inside of the airship. Yes, maximum orc drive. Oh, the heck? Go back. What happened? No, I don't want Prime Video. There we go. Yeah, in the campaign I ran for them, they started as undead. I was going for something like the all-skeleton party, but it got a little bit out of hand. Hmm. Yes, you were totally balanced with your magical staff of bullshittery. And at the end of it, you ended up fighting gods. Hey, Jen, how you doing? That. All right, so we got color done. Now it's time to do a wash. We're gonna let those dry for like 30 seconds while I clear out this mess. There we go. Throw that down. Get a new one. It is cool. All right, then we get another bigger palette. This one. And we're going to be using my marine juice recipe here. All right. This brush. Got any basing? I don't know yet. I like to get everything done and have it sitting in front of me before I think about the bases. I'm pretty sure it'll be like. Right now, I want to say it'll be like muddy grass. But don't quote me on that. I could change that on a whim. All right. I'll just let this dry out. Yeah, that's standard games for us. I just kind of let everything. Whenever I'm the dungeon master, it's just, yeah, sure, sounds like fun. Go ahead and try. Roll them dice. Great idea. Absolutely, go for it. Oh, that was somebody joining my Discord. Again, I need to remember to shut the alerts off before I start live streaming. All right, we'll see what this wash does to that hair. Alright, we're still pink. We're good. That way I'm not going to get yelled at because I turned it brown. Yeah, whenever Summer's running a table for us, she has to keep reminding us that she runs an open table. Whatever you say, your character says in the game, because otherwise we get sidetracked and we make stupid jokes, and a 5 minute encounter ends up taking an hour and a half. All right. The one that I keep hearing people talk to me or talking about is my first Death Watch campaign. Well, probably because that one ended up having the most people in it. People rotated in and out of that one because that one went on forever. But the Mechanicus started off as the Death Watch going to fight some Tau, and then turned out being the Mechanicus keeping the war going because they were making deals with the Tau, trying to get their hands on the sweet, sweet stealth technology. So yeah, my Death Watch players ended up having to kill everything. All right. All right. So we save the juicy goodness. Oh. Back in the bin. Yeah, you were in that game. It got that game got a little weird. My players are constantly trying to kill each other, and I misinterpreted a rule in the beginning, and then I just made it a canon thing that if you strapped a melt gun to a marine backpack and set it off, it would be a small nuclear device. So that started being the way out for them. Is just strap a melted bomb to your backpack, arm it, and just smile. All right, guys. Here, well, it's mostly dry at this point, but we got some bikes. We got some scout bikes. So thank you for sticking around with me while I painted up this 6-man unit. And then I have, what do I got here? I got, well, here's the Lancers. The Lances, for some reason, they're turning up. You see that? I'm pretty sure with heat I can get them to go back down. And then we got the unit of bruisers. These guys are carrying portable torches, so they have AP4 attacks. And then the rest of the bikers. Just 6 bikers with, they'll have rifles when I'm done with them. But yeah, that is going to do it for me tonight, everybody. I hope you had fun watching me slap some paint down, talk a little bit of crap. And I think it is time for me to go to bed. Just work in the morning. And I will talk to you guys. Next live stream is going to be on Monday, where I don't know what we're going to be painting yet. I'll have to roll my big wheel of stuff. Or maybe do... I still got more of the Lust Brothers to do. Maybe we'll do some Lust Brothers. I don't know. Or Turnip 28. I don't know. But either way, hope you guys, have fun. Make sure, sit down, paint your stuff, slap some pigment on things. It's therapeutic. And I hope you're having fun playing OPR wherever you are. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.